Mike James. Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called on African leaders to form a united front against human trafficking, ritual abuse and human sacrifice as he declared the inaugural 2025 Africa Colloquium Against Human Trafficking open in Lagos. Governor Sanwo-Olu described the colloquium as a defining moment for Africa's collective conscience, urging government and communities to work together to dismantle the networks enabling human trafficking and ritual exploitation. Sanwo-Olu reaffirmed the state's commitment through the Lagos State Task Force Against Human Trafficking, which continues to strengthen prosecution systems, rehabilitate survivors, and raise public awareness in collaboration with the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons (NAPTIP) and international partners. The Health Facilities Monitoring and Accreditation Agency, HIFAMA, has taken its sensitization campaign against illegal and unregistered health facilities in Lagos State to Yaba area, urging residents to be active defenders of their own health through the use of a new digital verification system. Addressing participants, Permanent Secretary of HIFAMA, Abiola Idowu, said Yaba's position as one of Lagos's vibrant communities made a campaign that seeks to place the power of healthcare monitoring directly in the hands of citizens crucial and timely. She explained that the agency's goal is not only to regulate health institutions, but also to foster shared responsibility between government and the people in safeguarding public health. Idowu described quackery as a silent danger in the healthcare sector, dividing it into two categories: outright quackery, where unqualified individuals operate as medical practitioners, and systematic quackery, where licensed professionals go beyond their approved scope. At a town hall meeting held at the Yaba Local Cancer Development Area (LCDA) Secretariat, the agency introduced a quick response code that allows residents to confirm the registration status of hospitals, clinics, and maternity centers operating within their community. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has introduced an artificial intelligence-powered virtual assistant to enhance staff training and operational readiness ahead of the Anambra gubernatorial election scheduled for November 8. The commissioner said in preparation for the election, it is leveraging technology to enhance the capacity of its personnel and stakeholders. INEC had announced that the distribution of permanent voter cards for voters who participated in the recent continuous voter registration in Anambra State will take place from October 22 to October 26. The exercise, according to the Commission, is intended to test the functionality of the upgraded bimodal voter accreditation system and assess the real-time uploading of results to the INEC result viewing portal. The National Assembly has begun discussions on constitutional amendments to create 55 new states and 278 additional local government areas nationwide. Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin stated this during the opening of a two-day joint retreat of the Senate and House of Representatives committees on the review of the 1999 Constitution in Lagos. He reaffirmed the legislature's commitment to delivering people-centered and timely amendments to the Constitution. Barau, who also chairs the Senate Committee on Constitution Review, urged lawmakers to work towards fulfilling their promise of transmitting the first set of amendments to the State House of Assembly before the end of the year. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has approved the appointment of key officials to head critical agencies in the state. The governor approved the appointment of Abba Junaidu as chairman of the Katsina State Road Maintenance Agency. Junaidu is expected to bring extensive experience from his roles as Chief Building Officer and Assistant Project Manager at the Ministry of Education, as well as Principal Civil Engineer and Chief Resident Engineer at the Ministry of Works. Governor Rada also appointed Babangida Ruma as Director General of the Katsina State Enterprise Development Agency. In some foreign news, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he will pause his province's anti-tariff advertisement in the United States after it's promoted President Donald Trump to terminate trade talks. Ford, one of Canada's most vocal critics of U.S. levies on Canadian goods, said he made the decision after speaking to Prime Minister Mark Carney, stating that the TV sports will be paused. President Trump criticized the advert late on Thursday night in a Truth Social post, calling it fake and egregious. In sports news, goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie has described the Super Falcons' win against Benin Republic as very important. First half goals from Chiwendu Ihezuo and Esther Okorunkwo and the Super Falcons a 2-0 win against Benin in the first leg, second round of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON qualifier in Lomé, Togo. Nnadozie was in action for the Super Falcons and was impressive for the African champions. Reacting after the win, Nnadozie wrote on X handle that this is an important away win in Lomé and the team will keep going. The return leg will be played on Tuesday, October 28 at the MKO Abiola Stadium, Abeokuta, Ogun State. That was our news at 1. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered 600 women with ingenious business ideas to the tune of 4 billion naira through the Lagos State Employment Fund LSCTFW initiative? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Kayode Mafalashiri. Thank you, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Good afternoon.